Is ready, go!
And everything is tight and it's not going to drop off when you go out the start gate.
And it just major pain.
Injured at all?
No, I'm fine. I can feel the blood running down my arm, but
not a very pleasant feeling.
It goes away in a week.
I think I'm just going to say good luck and get out of the way.
You want twins?
You want twins?
Yeah.
Oh, right. Hello and welcome to round 2 of BMX Track Wars 2. We're at St Helens Park, Birmingham again, but the weather exactly the same as last week. Here's how the teams line up this week in their 1, 2, 3 from the points they won last week. In the lead, Team Amico and Redline, they've got 24 points each, so they're joint number 1. In third place, the Hotshot team with 22, and Ruffell's Rally team, they're in 6th position at the moment. So let's start with the first race in the team championship, the 14-year-olds. In spite of the cold and the rain, there's a great crowd anticipating some hot action on the track. Your race commentator, Dave Brenner.
Thanks, Mick. Afternoon all, and good afternoon to this gentleman, Wayne Llewellyn, winner of last week's race, British and European champion. Dreadful lane though, lane 8. Here's the starter, Les Slater.
This time then, Ryan is ready, Bale is ready, go!
Well, down that long drag into the first whoops, and Llewellyn's got a really dreadful start there, back of the pack going into this whoops, and it's Paul Clarkson in the whole shot, takes it first. Clarkson, Welsh, and Dean Ideal's in third place at the moment, but what can Wayne Llewellyn do? He's got to show some of the form that brought him the British and European Championships. Going around this berm now, trying to take it on the outside, but Paul Clarkson still holding the lead from Andy Welsh. Wayne Llewellyn moving up now, just taking third place. Clarkson, Welsh, Llewellyn in third, Dean Ideal's in fourth. Over goes Clarkson over that water jump. Whoops, a splash there. Clarkson, Welsh, Llewellyn. Dean Ideal's, I think, is going to hang on to fourth. Can Llewellyn get up into second? No, he can't. The winner, Paul Clarkson.
Good performance there.
Yeah, I want that.
Yeah, I tell you what, it's getting even wetter and wetter. Is it possible to change tyres or something before races, or you just got to stick with what you got?
It's sliding a bit. I don't know. Just...
Eight more points, though.
8 more points, hot shot, yeah.
Yeah, looking good. They could, in fact, take top place by the end of today.
Yeah, I hope so, yeah.
Looking good.
Our riders are good, and I hope we're going to win.
And talking about winning, great news about Andy Ruffell. The pro semi-finals have already taken place, and he's qualified for a place in the big main, as has last week's winner, Geth Shooter. These two are waving the Union Jack against the Americans, along with Andy's old mate, Tim March.
Now, Tim, we've had our ups and downs, mate, haven't we?
We have, but we're both through to the main, and let's face it, Anne, who the hell cares how they do it in California?
Exactly. This is England, and this is English weather.
We're styling, dude. I reckon we're all the way there.
We're going to do it.
Let's kick them. Yeah.
Yeah. Hey, don't use those stilettos when you kick him, though. OK, let's go for main number 2.
Oh, Mick, you're such a heel. Yes, it's the 15s main now. 8 riders lined up, ready to go. Bad draw for Tom Lynch on the outside, lane 8. Over to you, Les.
Time then, Ryan is ready, Bale is ready, go!
Well, pretty even start then as we come down this long drag into the first whoops. Who is going to rise first? That's Kevin Hayes riding first for Team Suzuki. Oh, ho, ho, ho. Blitzer, 2 of them. Whopper Watkins, David Morris are down and out, but it's still Hayes, Suzuki and Print, Redline forcing the pace. Tom Lynch up in the third now. Good bit of riding from Lynch, but it's still Hayes and Print getting in each other's way a bit. Look at this, Lynch outside, inside. That's a radical piece of riding there, and it's given him the lead. Tom Lynch first. Hayes second, Print third, Roberts fourth. Lynch gets a lot of air going over that water jump. Too much? No, he still held that lead. Lynch first, Hayes second, Print third. Paul Roberts gets 4th place for rally, but what a ride that by Tom Lynch. Now look at him here, 4th place. Now he's going to take Paul Roberts up into 3rd place, going over that whoops. And he's got Hayes and Print in his sights. Round that berm, Hayes and Print get in each other's way. Look at this bit of riding. Out, in, boom. In the lead, Tom Lynch.
So how many points that you totaled yourself now in these two?
16.
16. Hey, 2 races out of 2. Brilliant. Hat-trick next week, do you reckon?
Yeah.
Yeah, I bet. Well done. Wet, but happy.
I am.
It's more than I can say about me. I'm wet. And Andy's happy. Here he is with the team scores.
Yes, Hotshot are out in front at the moment with 38 points. Remember, they're collecting points for the team championship over all 6 programs of the series. Now, some of the guys taking part in BMX aren't very old. This is the face of a world champion. Could he be Britain's youngest?
Okay, we have got a real superstar with us today, and he's 8 years of age, and it's David Moore. Hello, Dave.
Hello.
Whereabouts are you from?
The other side of Brig.
Yeah, where's that, Humberside?
Yeah.
Somewhere up there, isn't it?
Yeah.
Great. Now, you are the 8-year-old world champion. Not English champion, but world champion. Where did you win that?
At Japan.
Cool, I bet that was exciting, wasn't it?
Yeah.
How did you manage to fix that to get out to Japan?
Well, at the Falcon that they're paying for us in grandstand.
Aha, that's your team, is it, Falcon?
Yeah.
Brilliant. And how many kids took part over in Japan? Lots and lots, or just a few?
Just a few.
Yeah?
Yeah.
But there is in fact lots of 8-year-old kids riding. I mean, it was news to me. I thought there'd only be a couple when I heard that David was going to have a chat, but apparently there's about 60 or 70 in England alone, right?
Yeah.
Now, being the world champion, does that mean that you're sort of like a bit of a superstar where you live?
Not really.
Oh, I bet they do. I bet they go around patting you on the head and that, don't they?
No.
Oh, I bet they do. You're being modest. When you're going to defend your title, where do you have to go?
At Canada.
In Canada, and that's this year sometime, right?
Yeah.
Brilliant. Do you want to tell us about your bike then? How comes is this like a smaller bike than sort of like some of the other kids would use?
Yeah, it's a mini frame.
I'll tell you what we'd like you to do, just for the BMX Track Wars programme. Would you do a little lap of honour of this Birmingham track for us?
Yeah.
And really show off and show us what you can do?
Yeah.
OK, David Moore, the stage is yours. Good luck. Do you want to put your hat on? So from an 8-year-old world champion, we focus on a 15-year-old European champion, Sarah Jane Nichols.
And if you were with us last week, and if not, why not, you'll know that Sarah Jane won at a canter. 5 out of 6 she got last year, aiming to go 1 better this year. That's the lineup. Sarah Jane in 4, Rachel Holmes alongside her in 3. She came second in last week's girls' main. There's Rachel, and there's Sarah Jane.
Time then. Riders ready, battles ready, go!
Good gate by all the 8 girls, off to a good start. Sarah Jane, though, holding the whole shot, going into that first. Whoops, over it she goes. Sarah Jane first, Rachel Holmes, I think, in second. Oh, look at that, triple blitzer. Who's down? Let me see, that's Lisa Wright, Karen Murphy, Debbie Scott Webb. They're well and truly out of this race. Sarah Jane Nichols well and truly in it, opening up a big lead there. She's first, Rachel Holmes second, Donna Duffy third, Keely Mulkerrins in 4th spot at the moment. But look at Sarah Jane go. Hardly seems to put any effort at all into this racing, does she? Leading by a street. It's an exact carbon copy of last week's race. There goes Sarah Jane, coming over the line now. Where's everybody else? There they are. Rachel Holmes second, Donna Duffy third, and Keely Mulkerrins is 4th. Now let's have another look at that triple blitzer early in the race. There you go, you can see Debbie Scott Webb losing her pedals, wiping out Lisa Wright and Karen Murphy. But while they're eating mud for the second week, Sarah Jane's winning and Rachel's second.
It's a great race again, though. The girls really putting up some fabulous performances. More points for Redline there, 8 in this race. This wet track is certainly testing the riders, but let's turn to freestyle. The best in the world come from sunny California, and guess what? They've brought their own weather with them. First, it's ground tricks, a head-to-head competition between Mike Pardon and Ron Wilkerson. More freestyle and the great Eddie Fiola in just a mo. Right, second phase of the freestyle this week featuring ramps and all the air these two can take. 15-year-old Craig Campbell versus Eddie Fiola. Radical freestyle, even better than last year. More of that next week. But now let's stay in the sun for a while. Time for some BMX news, and with us Tim March, current UK and European #1, our gossip columnist of the day. Tim, first of all, any good meetings coming up?
Well, the main one coming up in the next couple of weeks is the UK BMX Grand Prix, which is being held in Bournemouth, which is on July the 14th. So get your pens and papers ready to jot that note down, which is the July the 14th at Bournemouth.
Right.
Then after that, on the 20th and 21st in Barcelona, the European Championships are being run again, over in Spain. And Gary Llewellyn is currently leading the Superclass series in that, and he'll be going over there to hopefully wrap the thing up for England.
That's great, that's good news.
The World Championships are in August the 9th, 10th and 11th in Whistler, Canada. Just in a ski resort just below us, well, just on a ski resort just up there in the nice sunny weather, and there are going to be a lot of people going over there. Apparently I've heard some little whisperings that there'll be maybe some teams that are not going to go there. For what reasons I don't know, whether they're political or not I've no idea, but it will be well attended by the UK riders anyway.
Will you be going?
I will be, yeah.
Right, okay. How about any gossip, that perhaps no one else should know? Just tell me, like.
Okay, well, the one thing which we've been hearing about today is that Nicky Dalton, who broke his wrist a few weeks ago, fractured his wrist. He's left Redline, and at the moment he's unsponsored looking for a ride, and he's a very, very fast guy.
Tim March, the gossip column, BMX. Yeah, let's whip the shades off and get back to the mud, the rain, and the racing.
Yes, I'm here with the racing in my thermal underwear. How come you always get the sun, Mick? I don't know, must be an answer somewhere. We're with the 16s main, and among the 8, Darren Stock, who won this race last week. Lined up, ready to go.
This timing, guys. Riders ready, bailers ready, go!
A good gate by the 8, and let's see who gets the whole shot going into that first whoops. It's Steve Bigland for Team Rebel. He's first, Jason Duffy second, Darren Stock and Dale Goodwin. Pretty tight up at the front, Steve Bigland from Jason Duffy. You can see that Rebel strip, very easily to identify that, of Steve Bigland. Who came a blitzer there? That was Darren Wood, out of this race. Steve Bigland still holding the lead though. Jason Duffy trying to take him on the inside. Yes, he does take him. Steve Bigland into second place now, but it's Jason Duffy, Falcon, forcing the pace. Jason Duffy first, Steve Bigland second, and Darren Stock, last week's winner, in third place. Fourth is Dale Goodwin. But it's Jason that's beaten the field and the mud.
Well, check out Darren Wood here out on the track. He's doing a bit of breakdancing there. That's not the thing you should do in a BMX race, riding for Team Rally. Anyway, 8 points for Jason Duffy, but it's not quite enough to place his team in the top 8.
No.
Now, his sister also rides. In fact, there are several related riders competing in BMX.
What's it like having racing in this, BMX racing with your sister in this similar kind of game?
It's all right. It can be helpful when you're training, but sometimes you get blown knocking each other off.
Yeah. Have you ever beaten him? I don't mean beating him up. I mean beating him on the bike.
No.
Have you ever tried?
Yeah.
Right. And do you race for the same team?
No.
So you're Falcon and you're
Hutch.
Hutch. Right. Now then, let's move on from the Duffys to the Llewellyns. You haven't got a Di Llewellyn in your family, have you?
No.
Right. So you're
Gary.
and you're
Wayne.
and you're the older one.
Yeah.
How old are you?
17.
And you are?
15.
Right, so do you race each other, like, not serious, but just as in any training?
Well, we have done at open meetings, raced each other.
And who's come out on top?
Me.
Oh, here we go. He's going to have you tonight. What is, you know, how do you manage to find all the money for all these bikes and all the gear?
Oh, well, we're sponsored by a factory team.
Oh, yeah? But obviously when you started off you weren't sponsored, so who raised the money for the bikes and the gear?
My mum.
He's trying to wind you up, isn't he?
She started off buying me a bike, and I don't think she bought him one.
No, I wouldn't have. Anyway, so you two are doing well. Let's move on to the last couple. By the way, we'll have a chat with Neil and Andy Ruffell a little bit later in the series. Now, here we've got...
Rachel.
And?
Dale.
Rachel and Dale.
Holmes.
Holmes. What an ideal name. Now, how long have you been riding?
About 2 years.
2 years. And you?
About 4.
Right, now, I'll ask the similar question again. Do you race each other at all for fun?
Yeah, sometimes. Sometimes, in practicing, but we don't race each other in meetings or anything.
Right, now he's not listening. Is he any good?
It's all right, yeah. He's pretty good.
Is he? Yeah. Right, now she's not listening. Is she any good?
No.
Oh, here we go. That's going to start. She can't?
Jump.
She can't jump?
No.
Right, whereabouts are you two from, anyway?
Nottingham.
And whereabouts are you from?
Nottingham.
Ooh, amazing coincidence, eh, Mick? You booked yourself a place in the water jump at the end of the show. But looking to avoid that jump, the riders in the Superclass mains at the top of the track. That's Gary Llewellyn. Heard from him just a moment or so ago. Alongside him in lane 3, Chris Simmons, Team GT. He's been out of the sport for some little while now.
You're back in BMXing, but you've been biking of other sorts over the last few months,
That's
yeah?
right, I've been doing mountain biking.
Right, what's a mountain bike?
Well, a mountain bike is, well, it's a big version of one of these. It's got 26-inch wheels and 18 gears, so you can go up like any kind of hill.
Right, brakes?
Yeah, you've got cantilever brakes, which are brakes that are welded to the frame, which give you a lot more power than, say, a caliper, which is on one of these.
And what do you prefer, mountain biking or BMXing?
I like it both.
Yeah?
I think they're great.
Did you win anything while you were mountain
Yeah, I
biking?
did 2 races. I did one down in Kent and one at Wendover, and I won those.
That's a silly question, but do you have to go up a mountain for it, or could you do it on just like anything that looks a bit rocky
Yeah,
and
you
hilly?
can do it, and you know, they race on BMX tracks sometimes.
Right, well, you're a winner on the mountain bikes. Let's see if you're a winner on the BMX. Good luck.
Yeah, good luck indeed, Chris. He's in lane 3. Alongside him, Gary Llewellyn, last week's winner. All right then, Superclass mains.
Ride is ready, bail is ready, go!
And it's Gary Llewellyn once again, superbly gating. He's going to get the whole shot going into that first whoops. Up, over. Gary Llewellyn first, Team Amoco. Craig Schofield second. These two have been battling it out throughout the season. Llewellyn first, Schofield second. Mickey Matthews, Suzuki third. Nick Priest, Hot Wheels, trying to make up ground there in 4th place. But it's Llewellyn first, Schofield second. Schofield trying to take him on the inside, but Llewellyn closes the door on him safely. Llewellyn should have this sewn up now. Craig Schofield battling to get back, but I think he lost his chance there. He had it there for the taking, but he blew that chance. Llewellyn first, Schofield second, Matthews third, Nick Priest is 4th. Just look at that. That's when Schofield nearly took Llewellyn, but he blew it.
Right, Gary and Craig fought that out right from the start, 1 and 2. Great finish. Did you? Were you in doubt there with him creeping out the back?
Yeah, on the first straight, I thought he had it, but then he just wobbled a bit, and I went inside.
I thought you might have taken him on that final jump over there, Craig, because it got very close in the air.
Yeah, I went for an attack there, and just as I come over, the hellbells were right in front of me. I didn't realise they were there. So I had to slip in behind Gary, which lost me a bit of traction. So I tried my hardest, I just couldn't get him.
But it was a good race to see. Rally 7 points, Amoco 8 points, but Hotshots still lead that table on 46 points. Now, Sunglasses out again. Earlier in the week, I managed to catch up with one of the best US pros. A very familiar face to BMX TV viewers is Nelson Chanady, last year's Kellogg's champion. Welcome back.
Thank you, it's good to be back.
What did you make of last year's tournament? Did you enjoy it?
It was great. I'm glad. In fact, I'm glad it turned into some muddy races because I did really good in the mud.
Well, lots of the kids over here who looking at the BMX magazines. Obviously now you're the #1 as far as they're concerned because you won it last year. How are you going to attack this year's competition?
Basically the same way. Just try to get good starts and just be conservative because these guys, especially in the mud, a lot of these guys tend to overshoot the turns, you know, and I run front brakes and that helps a lot. Just mainly get the start and proceed with caution.
Right, question I'd really like to know is you've got something written on the top of your bum, Interceptor. What's that all about?
Well, in the States, I own a Honda VF 750F.
That sounds very big.
Yeah, and very fast. And in the States, they call them the Interceptors. And that's basically where I got the name from. That's one of my favorite hobbies is sport riding motorcycles.
Nelson obviously practicing too much caution, for he hasn't made this week's Pro Main, the one we've all been waiting for. The big race with the big names with the big money. £2,500 riding on this, onto the pros. Let's talk to Andy. No, let's not talk to Andy. You get on with it this time. Let's have a chat with Brian Patterson. I haven't spoken to you this series, Brian. How you feeling, all right?
Oh, pretty good.
Yeah?
Yep.
See, we got the same weather as last time, though.
Yeah. I guess it's the same for everyone, though. It's pretty slippery, but, you know, if you don't spin out of the gate, hopefully you could do pretty decent.
Right, well, you've got to do pretty decent today because it's £1,000 for the winner, first past the post. Good luck to you.
Thank you.
Here's the lineup for the Pro Main then. Brian Patterson, Team Patterson, US Lane 1. Oh, looks familiar, can't place the name. Lane 2. Lane 3 to Judge, Tim Judge, US Team Hutch. Anthony Sewell, US Team Wheels. Tommy Brackens, GT, also from the States. Gary Ellis, another American, Team Huffy. Tim March, hello Tim. March Racing Developments from the UK. Geth Shooter, last week's winner, Redline, also UK. 5 Yanks, 3 Brits then, including Andy Ruffell in 2. And they're away first time. Tommy Brackens, the best gator in the business, gets a flyer. He's going to rise first, along with Patterson and Ellis going over that first whoops. But Andy Ruffell still well in contention there. You can see him, he's in 3rd place now, but it's still Brackens from Patterson. But Andy Ruffell, come on, Andy. Andy in there too. He's going to get up to 2nd place now. He's riding a stall for Team Rally, trying to take 2nd place, but he's ridden out of it there. A suspicion of a little bit of bumping and boring, but that's left Andy Ruffell out of this race. It's Brackens, Patterson, Tim March up into 3rd place now. Geth Shooter trying to get up into 4th, but Tommy Brackens takes it. Oh my word! Patterson 2nd, March 3rd, Shooter 4th. But Ellis, Gary Ellis, giving a whole new dimension to the word going through the line. Let's look at that again as Brackens wins it. Watch Gary Ellis now. Wham! Got into a broadie and hit that finish board straight on.
Brilliant stuff there. Gary Ellis back on his feet with the help of the St John ambulance. And I wonder what was going through his mind then, apart from that huge lump of wood. Over they go over that last jump, and Tommy Brackens really is something special, isn't he? Great style he's got as he crosses the line, hardly pressurised in that Pro Main. So 8 points there for Tommy Brackens, 7 points for Brian Patterson, and well done Tim March. He got 6 points there, the highest placed Brit. But overall leader of the pros, the UK's Geth Shooter. Well done to him, he's just ahead of Tommy Brackens. Right, we come to the end of week 2 of BMX Track Wars, and the scores from Andy.
Well, it's mega tight at the top. We've got Hotshot with 46 points, 1 point ahead of Amica and Redline, who are tied for 2nd. Rally are doing a lot better. They've come from 6th to 5th.
You were very unlucky in that in the pro race.
Yeah, that's right. Well, I mean, I went for a line and it didn't come off. And a few guys went on the inside of me and I got bogged down. So that's the way it goes, you know. That's BMX racing, isn't it?
Right, but you got yourself some money out of it this
week.
week.
Got a couple of smackaroos, you know.
Great, well, half each, half each. Well, excitement this week again. Next week it's going to be even better. We've got 6 variations of this fabulous track here at Senley's Park in Birmingham. So let's see what we're going to be up to next week by joining us at the same time for BMX Track Wars. And we're going to leave you this week with possibly the best whole shot of the week. Look at this.